Okay, so came over here. This washer is not washing. So what we discovered is that it would fill up, and you'd have water in the tub, but the dishes weren't actually getting cleaned. And I'll walk you through why that is. So the way the water comes in is the connections right here. The valve that lets the water in comes up this hose, comes through here, and literally just comes in the side, fills up the basin, and then when we flip this on its back, I'll show you the bottom. So through those screens in the basin, the water then sits right here. Now this is your drain pump, and I've already disconnected the other pump. So what we discovered is that pump was burned out. And so the secondary pump, and it looks something like this. And so when you get this hooked in here, it'll be sitting in hooked up like that. This pump, and this is the pump that pressurizes the spray nozzles, it was burned out. And there was a lot of black kind of dust where you could see that the old pump was burned up. And I'll show you. So we kind of took it apart, and you can see that it's all types of burned up. And so that pump wasn't pumping. So we went online, found a nice replacement for it, and I'll try to find one, put it in the link in the description. And then, so we're just going to connect up the new pump we found and test this thing out and make sure it's working right. We will hook the electrical harness back up, just like this. Excuse me. Okay. What I did is I did 2 zip ties right on top of each other. That way I have a little bit of redundancy in case one of them were to snap or come loose somehow. And I was able to find a fitting hose clamp right here, so I was able to connect that back up. Just make sure you don't do it too tight, or it can pinch the rubber off, so you don't want to do that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to stand this thing up, and we are going to test it and make sure that it sprays and that this replacement motor we got washes properly. Okay, so we're going to hook our connections back up and hook up the drain, hook up the water, hook up the power, and then test this out before we completely reinstall it back. Okay, after everything was hooked back up, we were able to verify that it is now working properly and washing the dishes. We threw a couple bowls in there, and it worked just fine. So after we did that, we went ahead and hooked everything back up proper, put the faceplate on the bottom, hooked it back in, cinched it into the countertop, got our power, everything back in, wires all tucked away, got our power, our water hooked up, got our drain valve got hooked back up to the disposal, and it's a done deal. But hopefully that video helped you. Please subscribe if it did. It really helps me out, and look for links in the description and any other notes, as sometimes I learn more about things after videos are created, and I'll put updates in the description.